What is up, my non-existent viewers? It's TVB9, and this is going to be the April 2025 Skizzo Rambling. And I think I've said this before in the last, 3 Skizzo Ramblings I did. Excuse me. My apologies for burping throughout this video, which I probably will do some more of. I can't make these, I can't promise I'll make those Skizzo Ramblings on the first day of every month, like I said, like what I did last year, but I'm determined to make these Skizzo Ramblings at the very least on the, sometime within the first week of each month. You know, this past Tuesday was April Fool's Day. It was, April 1st. And this Skizzo Rambling is gonna be, a few things. It's gonna be, I did the April Fool's joke this past Tuesday on April Fool's Day, it was gonna be my Turtle Tuesday episode when I was gonna, review Working Man, the new Jason Statham movie, with episode 21 and 22 of season 2 of, TMNT, the 2012 show, that is, and then I pulled the whole, I rickrolled the audience. Oh, jeez, I was like, I know not many of you guys really, I know, these videos, I don't really get that many views on YouTube. My channel is 2,000 subscribers, but most of my videos don't even crack 100 views. But I knew that Daily Reacts was gonna watch it, and I was just like, okay, since Turtle Tuesday is on since April Fool's Day is on Tuesday this year, I gotta do an April Fool's joke of some kind. So, last week I was at karaoke night, which tonight is karaoke night. I'm recording this at 7:23 on Friday, April 4th. So I'm gonna head over to karaoke night right after I'm done editing and recording this and uploading it and whatnot. And I'll probably film more Derby covers. I got a lot of Derby covers filmed that I haven't uploaded yet, so I'll get around to that when I get the chance. But I feel myself singing Never Gonna Give You Up, the super iconic Rick Astley song. You know, it's like Rick rolling. It's like, yes, I Rickrolled Daily Reacts in 2025, and oh my gosh, he left. I was in the shower the other night, and he tried. Daily, I know you're watching this, but you were so mad at me. I was like, you're like, oh, thanks, Dick. That's official. I've ruined 2 songs for my boy Daily Reacts Productions and Gaming. He's I rickrolled it. I rickrolled the audience. So I've ruined Never Gonna Give You Up, and I also ruined the Jingle 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 song from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Jingle, 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 you can hear the sleigh bells ring. Because before Daily Reacts TV got terminated, I'm still fucking pissed. Excuse my language in this video, but I'm still pissed that YouTube terminated Daily Reacts TV, because it's I can't rewatch the live stream we did reacting to Spider-Man. That was November 2023, and I started randomly singing Jingle, Jingle, Jingle in the middle of the stream. And you were like, are you singing a Christmas song? And that's been kind of a running gag. That's going to be a running gag every December going forward this year when I make these videos. But yeah, anyways, this Skizzo Rambling is going to be a few things. It's going to be my actual review of those 2 Turtles episodes, and it's going to be my review of the new Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is not a film I had a chance to review. It technically got its release this past June in 2024, but it didn't get its wide release until this past March. And also, it's just going to be, the usual Skizzo Rambling, just me talking about life. But anyways, I really wanted to talk about, also, speaking of Daily Reacts, I finally watched his series finale of the Life is Strange Part 2 series, and he's probably going to comment on this video, so feel free to click on it and check out his gaming channel. Well, I don't want to dive into spoilers, but Life is Strange Part 2, despite the massive what the fuck did I just watch ending, it was probably Daily, it's my favorite Let's Play that you've done on your channel. That and Life is Strange Part 1 with Max and Chloe, those games are so interesting, and the whole game, it feels like, I haven't played it myself, I've just watched Daily Reacts play it, but it's like watching a movie where everything is based on your decisions and there's multiple endings. I'm honestly really excited to see where Part 3 goes. I think Life is Strange, Strange Colors or whatever the heck it's called. But yeah, that series is very interesting to me. It's with Sean and Daniel, and their father dies at the start of the game, and like they have to go on a whole quest to get to Puerto Lobos, and it's like, and Sean, well, like in Life is Strange Part 1, you play as Max with the psychic powers, but only this time you're playing through the perspective of the older brother, the kid with the psychic powers. So yeah, which I hear that a lot of people didn't like Life is Strange Part 2 because of, like, for whatever reason, but I thought it was really intriguing, despite its weird ending. But anyways, I also wanted to, like, let's get to the Ninja Turtles, like, so episode 21 and 22, like, episode 21, my prediction, also, spoiler warning, if you haven't watched, TMNT, the 2012 show, if you haven't seen season 2 yet, which, obviously, I know I'm really late to this party, so I'm sure you guys probably have at this point, but, like, my prediction came true. I was like, okay, I wonder, Karai is having this really interesting, like, character arc throughout the whole series. Like, is she, like, really gonna stay evil the entire time, or is she gonna, like, become good, with her strange friendship with Leonardo? And I was like, oh, what if she becomes a mutant herself? She does! My prediction was true. I was like, oh my gosh, she became a mutant. And it's interesting because, like, in that episode, she escapes from Tiger Claw, and she, like, goes to the sewers and, like, hugs it out with Splinter, and Splinter goes back into the whole, like, backstory between him and Shredder and Tang Shen and, like, all this other stuff, and, like, how Shredder basically stole her as a baby. And, like, and she goes off on her own, and she gasses Leo with the whole gas egg, and I was like, no! I thought Karai was gonna be good from now on. Is she back to being the villain? Oh, wait. She's going after the Shredder. Then Shredder locks her up, and doesn't intentionally knock her into the mutant gin, but that's what happens with the snakes. And she becomes, like, a mutant snake shapeshifter thing, which is, like, it reminds me a lot of, the Naga. The Naga, for those of you who don't know, is a creature from Indian mythology who's, like, half woman, half snake. I remember reading about Nagas, like, in a picture book about mythical creatures. It reminds me a lot of that, so it's like, oh geez, and she shapeshifts too, so it's like, my prediction became true and also not true. Like, she could still go, like, in and out of her human form, which is very intriguing. And also, Tiger Claw, with my whole tiger obsession, tigers are my favorite animal. It's like, I wonder if we're gonna, like, see his backstory episode, because I already know, like, we know that he lost his tail, and he wants revenge for that. But I want to see if, like, we're ever gonna see an episode where Tiger Claw, like, goes into his backstory of how he became a mutant himself. Which, if I ever had a mutant form in this show, I would also be the tiger. Because, again, tigers are, like, that's my dream animal to work with. I've been here in Columbus for the past 7 months almost, and it's like, I work in the Congo expedition with the gorillas and the bonobos and the other like, primates and African forest animals. But my dream animal to work with is the tiger. And I make a point to, like, walk past the Asia Quest section and say hi to the tigers, Mara, who's 18 years old, and Vera, who's the younger female. There is a male tiger at the zoo named Diesel, and they're trying to get him to, like, mate with Vera, but he is the biggest scaredy cat, apparently. But anyways, yeah, there's like, that episode, I'm still, like, wondering if we're ever gonna see, like, a Razor, also known as Dog Pound, and Fish Face. I wonder if there's ever gonna be an episode where they, like, realize the error of their ways by working with Shredder, because my favorite episode, from season 1 at least, I don't know if it's my favorite episode of the entire series as of now, but my favorite episode from season 1 is probably the one where, like, the turtles call a truce between Dog Pound and Zever to get out of, like, Baxter Stockman's maze. Because, like, hey, Fish Face and Raphael make a pretty decent team. So I wonder if there's ever gonna be, like, a strange case of them teaming up again. And my apologies, you guys hear any notifications go off from my Discord. But yeah, anyways, the next episode, A Chinatown Ghost Story, it's like, Donatello becomes increasingly jealous of Casey and April's relationship, even though I don't think they've kissed on screen yet. I wonder if they ever will. But, like, the Purple Dragons, they released Ho-chan's ghost from the mystical dagger. And as soon as Ho-chan started talking, I was like, wait a minute, I've heard that voice before. And I looked it up, right? And it's James Hong, a legendary voice actor. For those who don't know, James Hong He voices Ho-chan in that episode. He also voices Mr. Ping in the Kung Fu Panda franchise, which Mr. Ping is my second favorite DreamWorks dad. You know, everyone loves to talk about Mufasa and the Lion King and all the great Disney parents, Disney dads and Disney moms, but DreamWorks parents go fairly overlooked. I mean, my favorite DreamWorks parents, Mr. Ping is my second favorite, first being Stoic in the How to Train Your Dragon franchise. And then there's Shrek, obviously, because, you know, Shrek gets kids in the third Shrek's film. Which, by the way, honestly, with the whole Shrek 5 teaser being announced, I don't get why everyone's so mad about the redesign with Shrek and Donkey. And, I feel like, I get it, it is a change of pace. I see it more as, an updated design than a total redesign than anything else. Just looking to sip my Mountain Dew. I'm going to be drinking Mountain Dew throughout this video, so again, my apologies in advance for the burping. But yeah, But I'm excited for Shrek 5 in 2026. It's pretty much confirmed Puss in Boots' Last Wish. Now, Shrek's my third favorite DreamWorks parent. I'd say Roz and the Wild Robot is my fourth favorite, because The Wild Robot was my favorite movie of 2024. And it's crazy. 2023 and 2024 were 2 years back to back. My favorite film of that respective year were both animated films, not from Disney. 2023, my favorite movie that year was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. And The Wild Robot was my favorite movie of 2024. Yet they both lost the Oscar to two non-Disney films. You know, Boy and the Heron and Flo, respectively. Neither of which I was mad about at all. I loved Boy and the Heron. I loved Flo. You know, The Boy and the Heron is Studio Ghibli, and Hayao Miyazaki is such a goated studio. And Flo is from Latvia, my mom's neighboring country in Lithuania. When Flo received all the love that it got from both the Golden Globes, I was like, oh my gosh, I am so proud to be Baltic. Because, Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, nobody, most people I've met don't even know those countries even exist until I tell them I'm Lithuanian and I speak the language. I'm mom's first generation. So seeing Latvia win an Oscar was just it was so rewarding, but I know DreamWorks is gonna win the Oscar for Best Animated Film eventually, and when they do, again, since Wallace and Gromit, and I'm gonna fucking scream my TV, DreamWorks! But, anyways, yeah, speaking of Lithuanian heritage, since my mom is from such a tiny country, I grew up going to Lithuanian scout camp and speaking the language. I've always wanted people to understand and appreciate my culture, but in doing so, that street's gotta go both ways. I gotta understand and appreciate theirs as well. And that's why, as a kid, I was so intrigued. I watched Mulan in preschool, and I was like, oh my gosh, China is so cool. I became so enamored with East Asian culture, China, Korea, Japan. And I love how the Ninja Turtles franchise is just so in touch with Japanese culture and history, and it has a lot of anime inspiration. And it's not just inspired from Japan. You see Ho-chan in this. Is it Ho-chan or Ho-chan? It's people say, oh, it's Shang-Chi, but it's I think in Chinese it's more the Marvel movie, for example, it's more like Shang-Chi or something like that. I'm not that great at pronunciations, so forgive me. But yeah, I like how the Ninja Turtles franchise draws inspiration from multiple different cultures. How Ho-chan is an ancient Chinese sorcerer that's been trapped in that mystical dagger for 2,000 years. The episode ends with them throwing the dagger with him inside of it into the harbor, which I thought was pretty funny. It's and how the when Ho-chan possesses the Leonardo, Mikey, and Raphael, and and Casey and Donnie have to break the curse by luring them out of it with pizza. I was like, oh my gosh, of course they use pizza. I was a little concerned that Donnie would just, he would let his jealousy of Casey with his whole relationship with April get the best of him, but they don't. They hug it out at the end of the episode. And, I still can't get over the fact that Casey is voiced by Josh Peck, of all people. That to me is just hilarious. But yeah, obviously, 2 really great episodes. I'm very interested to see where Karai's story goes from here, now that or should I say Miwa's story goes from here with her in her new mutant form. And yeah, Season 5, at some point, I think my layoff period is from the zoo is gonna be this July, most likely. My 10 months will be up by then. Basically, the way being a seasonal at Columbus Zoo works is that I work for a total of 1,500 hours, and when those hours are up, like, again, it depends on the budget and scheduling and whatnot, but like when my time there is up, I get laid off for 2 months, and if everything goes according to plan, they'll have me back for another 10 months. So during my 2-month layoff period, I got a lot of plans for that. Like, it's not gonna happen for another few months, probably. Like, it's gonna happen in July at the very latest, but the first Tuesday of that layoff period, I'm probably gonna do a live stream where I just pack on the Red Bull and just watch as many of the season, like, you know, whatever season I'm on in Ninja Turtles, I'm gonna watch as many episodes as humanly possible before I fall asleep on stream. Which is crazy. This coming Earth Day is gonna mark 1 year since I, like, fell asleep on stream. I did my live reaction to the Disney nature documentary about tigers that Earth Day last year, and I fell asleep on stream near the end of it. I was at work all day. Last year I was still at Dogtopia, and I fell asleep on stream. And Daly was, like, messaging me, trying to call me, like, dude, wake up. And I was like, oh, geez. I woke up and the documentary was over. Oh, man. I have a bad habit of falling asleep while, like, watching, like, movies or TV shows in my bedroom. Probably because I tend to, like, lean up on my bed or something like that. But anyways, that's gonna do it for the Turtles portion of this video. I want to talk about, the new Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up. It's funny, there's a spoiler right in the title, The Day the Earth Blew Up. But it's like, this is Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, and they're basically brothers in this, Looney Tunes series. They're both adopted by Farmer Jim, and, like, as they get older, like, they're about to be evicted from their house, and, like, they need to get a job, and of course Daffy, being, well, Daffy Duck, he screws everything up, and, like, they eventually land a job at this gum factory, and Porky and Daffy meet Paulina Pig, who's, by the way, the voice actor, I forget his last name, but his first name is Eric. He voices both Daffy and Porky in that movie. And I gotta say, Mel Blanc will be really proud, because he nailed the voice acting for both characters. And the film is just like, because I've been like a Looney Tunes fanatic ever since like I was a kid. I'm sipping my Mountain Dew for a sec. That's good. But yeah, I have been absolutely enamored with the Looney Tunes ever since I was a kid. My dad at MS, my uncle in Denver, who I was living with like on and off after I left Fort Collins, after I graduated from CSU. I would during my college years, I would crash at his place during spring and Thanksgiving break, and on and off during the summer. And like I lived with him during my YouTube hiatus, which is it's crazy. It's been 2 years since I got screwed over in Oregon that March and took a break from a 2.5 month break from making YouTube videos in Denver, just like door dashing and working at Come Sit Stay, the pet resort I was at for 4 weeks, and looking at zoo internships, which is what led me to the Utica Zoo, that internship that I had almost 2 years ago. In fact, that was 2 years ago. It's like 24 months goes by way too fast. Holy cow. But yeah, my uncle, I think I get this from him. My uncle is really good at character impressions, and he would show me like Foghorn Leghorn, my favorite Looney Tunes character, in like different Looney Tunes cartoons growing up. And he had a great ear for their impersonations. Like Foghorn Leghorn's like, what's the big idea of trying to string about Adam's apple? Or that boy's got all subtlety of the hand grenade and a barrel of oatmeal. Like, oh jeez, so many classic Looney Tunes. And in middle school, like Cartoon Network was basically my life. The Looney Tunes show with like Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck living in that mansion together with like Speedy Gonzales and Lola and like all the different Looney Tunes characters being reimagined. That was my jam. That Regular Show and Adventure Time and The Amazing World of Gumball and like Ninjago and the Green Lantern animated series and Thundercats 2011. Like, oh, there's so many like really, honestly, that was a golden age for Cartoon Network. So Space Jam: A New Legacy, I enjoyed that movie despite all the backlash it received. People really despise that movie, which I think is kind of unfair. Like, is it with its problems? Absolutely. Can LeBron James act? Not really. But I really liked seeing all the Looney Tunes on the big screen for once. Even though it was a 90-minute advertisement for Warner Bros. Like, all different Warner Bros. Properties, I thought it was fun. Like, I enjoyed the movie regardless. But seeing like a standalone Looney Tunes movie with just Daffy and Porky, and yes, Coyote versus Acme has been confirmed for 2026. I'm so like, just shut up and take my money. But yeah, like, the Day the Earth Blew Up was just, it was hilarious. like, we saw that movie in the theater, and it was just like, we were busting our guts so much throughout the film because it's just typical Looney Tunes zaniness, and Paulina and Porky have really good chemistry. It's funny because Porky was always the bumbling dork out of all the Looney Tunes characters, from what I remember as a kid, and seeing him get a love interest for once was really satisfying. And the alien villain, here's the one critique I'll give the film. I kind of wish instead of writing this original alien villain, they would have instead had Marvin the Martian as the main alien antagonist, because basically this alien wants to trick all the Earthlings into eating chewing on this gum that turns them into basically alien zombies, so you get blow up the Earth. I think it would be interesting. Part of me kind of wishes they already picked Marvin for that, because Marvin's already an established Looney Tunes character and is super iconic in the franchise. But I thought he was a decent villain, and had a lot of great moments too, and a lot of really just amazing gags. Overall, I gotta say, the day the Earth blew up, I would give it an 8 out of 9 stars. It's a fantastic film. It really is. But anyways, so a Minecraft movie is finally here, and I haven't looked at the critical reception on Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or anything. I haven't watched any reviews for it, but I'm already hearing buzz that it's great and it's garbage and everything in between. So I'm probably gonna make a video, my first attempt at a video essay, maybe tomorrow during the matinee price, because I don't have to be at work tomorrow. Today was actually my first day off in 12 days, between both my jobs, between the zoo and LA Fitness, working front desk. So at some point within the next week or so, if my schedule allows it, I'm gonna make a video, be like, hey, I watched a Minecraft movie so you don't have to. I'm not dreading it now as much as I was a few weeks ago. We'll see where it goes, I guess. But let me just pull myself in really quick. I don't write scripts for these skizzo ramblings, but I do make notes. I just want to say, for the past 7 months, or soon to be 7 months, I've been here in Ohio. I'm honestly the best I've felt in a very, very, very long time. I feel like I'm at my happiest in a new place. I've been at my happiest within the past, almost 3.5 years since I've graduated from college. And it's hey, I'm not a student anymore. I got my degree, and I'm working. I went through these internships. I moved 5 times in the span of a year, and I finally found a place where, here in Columbus, here in Ohio, where I feel like I can make my stand. Hell, I even have an Ohio State driver's license now, and a license plate. Has it been without its challenges? Absolutely not. There's been a lot. It hasn't been a bed of roses, working at the zoo and juggling that with LA Fitness and, all these other, all the stuff I've had going on since I moved here, and, trying to just be the best version of myself I can be. I still struggle with my anger issues and, and compare myself to others, and I still feel haunted by my past. Both the things, the mistakes I've made and, other things that I've just had to deal with, within the past, 26 and a half years of my life. But, this channel has been with me every step of the way since, high school, and it's, I definitely plan on keeping it that way. Here's one thing that I've been, prioritizing lately. Between the past, present, and the future, I'm gonna wrap the video up by just saying this, it is important to learn from the past. It's important to have your memories, and remember the past, and learn from the past. It's important to, examine your life. And it's fun to play what if and wonder, hey, what if this thing happened differently? For example, I saw my friend Gotti in San Francisco last year in June for the first time in over 11 years. The biggest what if I have about my middle school and high school experience, oh, what if Gotti never left Melbourne? What if Gotti never moved to Israel? Right? It's fun to play what if. It's fun to look back on your life and go down memory lane, but it's not healthy to drown yourself in it. So it is important to learn from the past, but it's more important is that you plan for the future, right? What your life is going to look like tomorrow and the next day and the years to come. But what's most important is that you prioritize the present. I feel like it's best to, like I said, Ho-chan is voiced by James Hong, and, who voices, Mr. Ping. It's Master Oogway put it best in Kung Fu Panda. He's oh, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So I'm hey, whether this, my seasonal position at the zoo currently leads me to a full-time position at the Columbus Zoo, or if I eventually have to, move to somewhere else, whether it's like somewhere else in Ohio, like Cincinnati or Toledo or like Cleveland, or go back to Colorado or New Jersey, or go off to somewhere totally different. Whatever the case is, I'm just enjoying the ride along the way. And honestly, I more than hope for the same for you guys. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this Skizzo rambling. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. You guys, this channel means the world to me. Like, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, stay beastly. Have a good night.